trust is like the main thing now, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So,
and a secret to real estate, if you really want to get down to like the secret.
The secret
Don't
sauce.
tell anybody.
Okay. Let us know.
The secret in success in real estate, above all things, is that
I guess what would be your piece of advice for people that are thinking about coming into real estate, especially since you just said it's changing a lot and it's going to be a lot harder since like, you know, Zillow and all that, and you're already at the kind of at the top. You're already kind of like have an established business. Somebody coming up might hear that and be like, all right, maybe I shouldn't try to do that since it's going to change. Like, what would you recommend? Do it? Nah, maybe?
So that's tough, man, because we're in a transition period right now in life in general in America. We have an election coming up next year. There's huge talks of recession next year. I mean, all indicators point to there needs to be a recession. Like, there needs to be, or else we're already over our heads with what's happening. Anyway, it's a different conversation. So potentially there's a recession next year. So getting started as a real estate agent during the recession is going to be really tough as well. All the old forms that when you get started and you take all the trainings to learn about how to become a successful real estate agent, that's all based on people that have been successful in the past in the old way of doing real estate, not the new way.
Yeah.
And so over the next 5 years it's going to totally change. And so all the stuff that you learned is not going to be necessarily applicable. Right. And so it's a tough time to get started in real estate right now. But that is a negative and you shouldn't do it. But for those people that are very strong-willed and they're just down to, some people, like Arnold Schwarzenegger once said that if it's never been done, that means that's the reason why I want to do it, because I want to like hold the record or I want to set the bar or whatever it is. Right. So some people, when they say it's never been done, they're like, oh, okay, then I'm not going to do it. Right. Other people say, oh, let's do it. So if it being the worst time to start real estate, basically going into recession and with the market changes and technology changes and everything, if that scares you, then you shouldn't do real estate. But if that excites you, then you're the kind of person to do really good in real estate. Because to me, when I got started, if someone told me what I just said, then I would get excited. I'd be like, that means that my competition is going to be really sparse. They don't know what they're doing. And then I can just learn from a fresh mind, so I learn the right way. And then all the weaklings are going to drop out. Like all the weak people drop out when things get hard. And I know I'm not weak. And so that means that I can rise above and take all their clients. And there's not enough people out there for me to be successful currently. But once you filter everyone out and I take everybody, then I can be rich. Yeah. And so if you're the kind of person that thrives in tough environments, then you'll do very well. But if you want someone to spoon feed you, then I think that the ride is over. I think
it's only going to get harder from here, basically.
It's pretty much only going to get... You have to be super adaptable and super willing to get out of your comfort zone from here on out. The last 10 years of real estate has been just easy street.
So what led to your decision to say, all right, you know, I probably should start like putting out more content or something like that?
So it was twofold. I have so anybody that's listening, there's a thing called BHAG. And so there's your goals, and then you have your big, hairy, atrocious, audacious, whatever goals, whatever it is. It's big in real estate. A lot of the real estate mentors talk about like how to set your design your business. But I hit my basic level goal this year, like a few months in. Like 4 months in, I hit my yearly long goal. And I was like, oh, damn. Sweet. And so then it was June or July, I hit my second tier goal. And then my BHAG or whatever, the big goal that I shouldn't even hit, that was on the horizon. And I had 2 deals that once I finished those deals, it was going to happen. And those deals were already going through, which they ended up falling out, which kind of bummed about that.
Yeah, but that's how real estate goes too. Like you could be working so much on this deal, and if they back out or whatever, it's like you just spent all that time, all that money for nothing, right?
And I focused on that so much that I let the other parts of my business go. So, I mean, I still hit way over what I should have hit this year, but I mean, between both those deals, like $50,000 deals. So I was going to hit like $100,000 just between those 2 deals I was working on. And they were already full weighted. But anyways, that's not the point of what I'm talking about. But What was the original question? I'm sorry.
It was what led you to want to start putting out content and doing social media?
And so now that I hit my goals and I had like extra free time, I was like, I could just take off the rest of the year and just travel the rest of the year. But instead of doing that, I was like, you know what? I can just take 30,000, whatever, and just invest $40,000 into like media.
Yeah.
And then I know it's not going to pay off immediately, but I feel like next year the entire industry is changing. Especially over the next 5 years, the entire industry is going to change significantly. And those of us that aren't prepared for it are going to just die. Not physically, but you know.
Yeah.
I think that with Zillow and all the things that Zillow is doing right now, if you can, feel free to research that. And these e-buyers and how everyone used to have a certain way of finding homes or apartments, and now it's all going to online, and just people are more and more just being on social media, finding whatever they want to find
themselves.
They're
cutting out the real estate.
People are getting so self-sufficient that there's like no reason for us anymore, that we need to adapt to that as real estate agents and just come forth with just value. Like come forth with just like, hey, listen, here's all this stuff that you need to know if you want to do it on your own. Like go out and do it on your own all you want, but I want to make sure that you know ahead of time exactly what you're getting yourself into and how to handle it. And then just put that freely out there and just enjoy the fact that you're doing like a public service, I guess you might say.
Yeah.
And then if you push water out, like if you're in a bathtub, if you push water out, then it's going to come back towards you, typically. And so the idea is if you put out enough good content and you help enough people, eventually life is going to take care of you.
Yeah. So you're putting out the best possible content you can, right? Like you're giving out all the secrets,
all
right?
the secrets.
Because like I've come across some people that maybe they want to put out some content, but they're like, no, we can't give them that. Like they kind of try to be secretive, you know what I'm saying?
But I think that's the last. So there's different phases of life, and there's different phases of like trends. And so YouTube, let's just talk about YouTube specifically.
Yeah.
YouTube started off, the first trend in any kind of emerging market kind of thing that's social media, it's all about shock and awe. So it's just like people doing stupid stuff. And then it's like, oh my God, that's weird. Just like Vine or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then it was, okay, we're going to hijack TV shows and movies and put them on YouTube, and then people can like search things that they want to see. And then people are like, oh, I can make like content on there. And then, oh my God, I can monetize my content, but I can't figure out how to monetize it. And then some guru comes in and says, click funnels, and then also you're going to give them 80% or 70% of what you're trying to give them and take away the carrot, and then you have to go to the special thing on my website and click for the rest of the actual content. And then that is where you start paying, and that's how you monetize it. You all should do that. And so then you go through that phase, and eventually people get used to that and they start to tune out to it, and you finally get the most authentic phase, which is just, I'm going to give content and you can do whatever you want with it. And if you give enough value to people, then a lot of times you build enough trust to where they just say, I'm going to work with you because you've already done so much for me that I feel like I need the reciprocity effect. Like I need to give back in some way.
Yeah.
If you give so much to someone, then they just feel the need to give back. And that is by working with you, if that's ideally the scenario. But it's not going to work for everybody. Not everyone feels that way, but eventually you'll get business that way.
Yeah.
It's more authentic.
I mean, it sounds right, you know, because like we just talked about earlier, y'all have like the bad rep of maybe being sleazy salesmen already, and you have like the industry's changing with the Zillow thing, so y'all have to like really trust is like the main thing now, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So
a secret to real estate, if you really want to get down to like the secret.
Oh, the secret
don't
sauce.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay. Let us know.
The secret in success in real estate, above all things, is that people just want to work with someone that they like. That's it.
You're pretty likable, yeah.
Thanks, man. But they're going through a big situation in their life, especially if you're buying a house. If it's an apartment, they just want this like, oh, you're cool, dude. Yeah, I'll put your name down, or I'll go with you. I'll ride with you in a car. I trust you. You just seem like you know what you're talking about. Yeah, whatever. Like it's a very low. It's a low blip on the map of stress. It's just like, yeah, you seem cool. Whatever, let's do it. But when it comes to a house, it's like, oh man, I've never done this before, or last time I did it was really stressful. And the last thing I want is some salesy, hi, what's going on? Let's go out there and check out some homes. All right. Like, the last thing they want is to deal with that guy for potentially months. Like, they just want to be around someone that cares about them, or they feel like they care about them, and then is going to guide them through the process. And when things get stressful, they know that they can calm them down, and they're competent enough not to screw up the deal. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
So if you're likable, or you work more on yourself and more on your likability, less necessarily on like learning what the exact tax parcel ID plot of land is and stuff like that. Work on yourself and just be the best version of yourself, and it will give you significantly more money.